Hey there everyone, let's make a quick and simple bracelet and earrings for Easter. So I've chosen a frosted white and a mint tone, and I've added some gold beads so it doesn't look washed out, especially for me, for my complexion. And so I'm going to do a similar design for the bracelet to match. So I've put these beads on what's kind of like a wine charm, except this one is not made from memory wire. Memory wire wine charms, they're stronger and they're more difficult to change the shape, whereas these were made from just regular wire. So you take something round to shape it the size that you want, and then you make your loop, and then you make a 90-degree angle for the post. So for this, you're simply going to, you can either bend your post back straight, or if you want to make it shorter, you could just cut the post off with normal cutters. If this was memory wire, I would want to use these that are specifically made for memory wire cutting. So now that I've cut off the post, I can slip my beads on. As I said, you can cut it or you can just bend it straight if the wire is not weak. If the wire is more of a thin, fragile wire, if you bend it back, it could very well snap and break. So for these, I simply have a pattern of 1 gold seed bead, and then 3 larger seed beads, then back to the smaller gold seed bead, 3 larger, and I would say these mint colored ones are about a 6/0 size. I would say 4 millimeters. Or 3.5. Back to my gold, and I have 3 groups of the green. So now I can add my center bicone. These are 6 millimeters. These 2 are very inexpensive as I purchased them from generic brand. So these were just a random brand on Amazon. And as you can see, they're not all uniform. And in some designs, it's quite nice having beads that aren't exactly the same size and shape. It really gives more dimension and a really nice look. And then sometimes you do want them all to be the same size. So this was a generic brand, but everything's uniform. The size, the shape. So these were very inexpensive and very uniform. One more group of green, and then we will bend our post into shape into a 90-degree angle. I need to bend it a bit more straight up. And there we go. Look how quick that was. So they're very Easter-like, but they have a little bit of an edge to the design with, I feel like, the gold seed beads. It takes away the very soft look of the mint and the white. So I have some, actually, so this I purchased as memory wire, bracelet wire, and actually when I'm bending it around, yeah, it's not as firm of a memory wire. It has a lot more give. So this memory wire measures 6 centimeters. And my wrist is 15.75 centimeters. And this is how this would fit. Now, the cool thing is with memory wire bracelets, even if you have a larger wrist, let's say my wrist was this size, it still fits. I think usually a memory wire of this size would fit up to an 18, 19 centimeter wrist. So for the end, I'm going to make a loop and try to remember what part of the round nose pliers you're making a loop so that the other loop is the same size and looks uniform. So I've made that loop, and make sure it's closed. Otherwise, if you're using seed beads, they'll fall through. And in this case, I'm going to use my small gold seed beads the same way that I've used it in this design. So I'll start with one, and then I'll maybe go with 4 instead of 3 green. So 4, back to my seed bead, bicone bead. So instead of only having one for the bracelet, as we do for the earring, I'm going to have bicones all throughout the pattern. So back to my seed bead, and then 4 mint beads, gold seed bead, white bicone, and push it down, and look how nice that is. You can make it in any color palette that you want. So when I was choosing my colors, I had many transparent bicone beads, and for Easter I wanted something softer, so I thought the transparent was a bit shiny and cold. So this was the only color I had in more of an opaque tone. So I went with these. I'm very happy I did. Now, if you want a really soft Easter look, you might want to omit the metallic seed beads and just keep everything soft. And these gold seed beads, the color is called Galvanized Gold, and they're by Miyuki, size 8O. Because they're made by Miyuki, they're a bit more expensive than a generic, and they're very uniform. So when using as spacers, as I'm using them, I quite like that they're uniform. But if I'm making something and the beads are sitting next to each other, like these 4, having beads that are not uniform gives a really nice look. I'm going to end here. So I'm going to cut off the excess. And using the same part of my round nose pliers, I'm going to close it. And there's my gorgeous bracelet for Easter.